Hello, my name is Mr. Chu, and I welcome you to my study room. Let's take this problem quickly. The A part has a diagram which is not drawn to scale, and it reads that in the diagram, P, Q, R, and S are points on the circle with center O. Segment QR is parallel to segment OS. Angle QOR equals 2M. Angle QPR equals N, and angle SOR equals 54 degrees. Find the values of M and N. That's the A part. And the B part says that the length of a rectangle is 4 centimeters more than the width. If the perimeter is 40 centimeters, find the area. Let's go straight to the A part of the problem. And as usual, we are going to find the key words or the key terms in the problem that can help us solve it easily. So we take the problem sentence by sentence and underline the key terms. All right. It says that in the diagram, P, Q, R, and S are points on a circle with center O. So this is a very important information. The center of the circle is O. As we solve, I'll explain why it's very important. And then also segment QR is parallel to OS. For the angles, I'm not going to underline them because they are right in the diagram. So we'll just use them. And then another important information is what we are solving for, the values of M and N. Let's get to the diagram now. And we are using this information first. That segment QR is parallel to segment OS. If the segment QR is parallel to the segment OS, then it means that OR, this one, is a transversal. And someone might ask, what is a transversal? A transversal is just a straight line that crosses parallel lines. And if it's a transversal, then it means that angle QRO, which is right here, is equal to angle SOR, which is a 54 here given in the problem. Okay, because they are alternate interior angles, and alternate interior angles are equal. So maybe let me quickly write that before we move on to the next part of the problem. Good. So everything I mark here is just what I put in words here. Right, then let's move on to another important information that can help us, which is now this. We are going to use this now. The fact that O is the center of the circle, right? And we go back to the diagram again. If O is the center of the circle, then it means that OR and OQ are radii to the circle. So it means that this here and then this here are radii to the circle. I mean that each of them is a radius to the circle. Any segment from the center of the circle to the circumference is the radius, right? And that will mean that triangle QOR is an isosceles triangle. So it means that here will also be 54 degrees because an isosceles triangle is a triangle with two sides equal, and because of that, the two base angles formed by the two equal sides are also equal. So if this is 54 degrees, this will also be 54 degrees. Okay, let me just add that. Now we are going to take the triangle QOR and use the triangle sum theorem, which says that the sum of interior angles in a triangle equals 180 degrees. So that implies that this angle plus this angle plus this angle should be equal to 180 degrees, right? So that is just what I'm going to do. So that means that 54 plus 54 plus 2m will be equal to 180 degrees. And this is 108 plus 2m will be equal to 180 degrees. Subtracting 108 from both sides, we are going to have 2m to be equal to 180 minus 108. And 2m will be equal to 72. Dividing both sides by 2, m will be equal to 36 degrees. And that is just m. The question said we should solve for, or we should find the values of m and n. So now we go back to the diagram to see how we can solve for m. And taking this arc QR here, or those who would like to use the chord, we say this chord QR here. We can see that this chord subtend a central angle of 2m here, and the same chord or arc, whichever you want to use, subtend the angle n here. So chord QR subtend the central angle 2m and the inscribed angle n. And we go back quickly to circuit theorems. And one of the theorems says that the angle inscribed by a chord or an arc is half of the central angle formed by the same arc. Or in other words, the angle subtended by a chord at the circumference of a circle is half of the angle the same chord subtends at the center of the circle. So what we are simply saying is that the 2m here will be twice the n here, because both of them are subtended by the same arc, which is QR or chord QR, whichever one you want to use. So from that, then we can get the equation that 2n will be equal to 2m. And dividing both sides by 2, it means that n equals m. And since we know m already, it means that n equals 36 degrees. So the value of m is 36 degrees and the value of n is 36 degrees. Let's move on quickly to the B part of the problem. The B part of the problem says that the length of a rectangle is 4 centimeters more than the width. If the perimeter is 40 centimeters, find the area. We'll first start with the sketch of a rectangle. And coming back to the problem, we have the length being 4 more than the width. That's a very important information. And also the perimeter is 40 centimeters. The longest part is the length, right? So if the width is x, or we can call it w or any letter, centimeters, then it means that the length will be the width plus 4 centimeters, because that is what 4 more means, right? So if we have that, then now we use this information given here that the perimeter is 40 centimeters and the perimeter of a rectangle is what? I'm sure you are saying 2L plus 2W. So substituting that into the information here, you are going to have 2 times the length, which is x plus 4, plus 2 times w, which is x, because this is the length and this is the width, right? So we just substituted that in place of L and W respectively. And the question said that that equals 40 centimeters. Simplifying further, we're going to have 2x plus 8 plus 2x equals 40. 2x and 2x are like terms, so we combine them to have 4x plus 8 equals 40. Subtracting 8 from both sides, we're going to have 4x equals 40 minus 8, and that means 4x equals 32. And dividing both sides by 4, x will be equal to 8 centimeters. Now we can go back to our diagram, and permit me to quickly sketch a different diagram and substitute the values. So now we know the value of x to be 8 centimeters. So let's put 8 centimeters here. Or maybe let me just erase the centimeters since we already have centimeters in the diagram. So x equals 8. Then 8 plus 4 is 12. So the length is 12 centimeters. And now we can come back and answer this problem, now you should find the area. The formula for the area of a rectangle is length times width. So the area of this rectangle is going to be 12 times 8, which equals 96 square centimeters, or centimeters squared. And that is very necessary because you're talking about area, so it should be written in square unit. So the area of the rectangle is 96 centimeters squared, and that is where we end the study for today. I hope to see you again in my study room. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Till we meet again in my study room. Bye bye.